And then I'll glue my leaves on like that, and it's lovely.
Yeah, I do like that one a little better than the one with the more pop down. It's awesome.
Yeah. So our next flower is the Spider Mum, and I saw one in lime green. I thought it looked so cool, so I made this one in lime green. But I also cut it out in white, and of course you can cut it out in yellow, and pretty much these days they come in all colors, and of course you can feel free to get creative. All right, so I need to put these on my upside down mouse pad because I'm going to use my stylus in the center of them just to give them a little cup shape. So that works well. And if you have the internet handy when you're making this, it helps to pull up some images of some of these flowers, and you can get crazy recreating the different layers, however. So I'm just bending these in all different directions. And glue this guy in the middle. And glue all these stacked up in the middle too. And I'm not using an ink pad on this one, but when I did this, I rubbed a darker green ink around the edges. But for white, I just want it to be pure white.
This would be good for like maybe something like wedding related.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So I'm using a Herscher curl on this one. I'll leave some of them less curly, some of them more curly. None of them really straight, but you get the idea. And that will go right there. A bunch of these in burgundy would look really cool together. And this one. Oops. Same type of thing around all the petals on this one. And actually on the bottom first I have this big one, and then on the bottom I have one of these, and then I put this on the top, actually. So this one will be going on the bottom. And then on this main one, less of a harsh curl looks pretty good. So that is cool. I could either glue them or I could pop dot them. Doesn't matter. As long as I can get it in the center here.
And I don't know how many of you actually have seen, but when we released the free chrysanthemum, the picture that we took, we actually fed florist wire through it. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you can actually make these, with actual stems and really get crazy if you want. If you want to create like a bouquet or something.
And these little center parts you'll glue on the inside and glue your leaves to the bottom, and it looks cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right, so moving on to the sunflower. This one looks cool, like that. Here's all my different parts. I have already put together these layers. I'll show you how I did that. First, I'm going to take, on this brown, I'm going to take my black ink pad, or a dark brown would work too. But I'm going to rub that around the edge. And then I just fold them all straight up. So the bottom is flat, and I'm folding them all straight up. And then once they're all folded, I'm just gonna kind of curve them a little bit too. Either using the stylus or using just your fingers.
So you did that same thing with all three
Yeah,
or 4 layers?
I did the same thing with all those layers. and I already glued them. This is the smallest one that goes on the top. And I'll just carefully glue that. Put it in the center. And then take my marker. I also did the same thing with this that I did with that last one. I got this paper towel and I got it in the ink pad and just kind of dabbed it around. Or if you have a stamp that might work well for that, that'd be cool too.
Yeah, and when we were designing, or when Mary was designing this flower, you know, it's hard to capture the sunflower in every single progression of its life cycle, because I mean it looks so different depending on you know, how early it is in the season, how late it is, whether it has seeds, whether it doesn't. So
yeah, sometimes they look kind of yellow in the middle, right? And then
yeah.
sometimes they're brown.
Yeah, but this is cool.
All right, so that's good enough. I've got some nice dots in the middle. You could add some, oh, what I would love to add that I don't have is the flocking glitter that looks like kind of fuzzy. That would be cool. So that will be glued to that. And then on this is the bottom layer. I would rub my dark brown ink pad around the edge like I did here, and then just do my pinching technique all around the whole flower. And then once that's all pinched, you just glue them together like so, and you can see what I've already done there.
I guess if they really wanted to, they could probably cut out some more of the yellow petals, like in a larger size too,
True.
if they wanted, and just add more layers. That's totally optional. That's why, you know, we give you all the SVG files so that you can get really really creative.
Yeah, change it up if you see something you'd like to add. So I've got some leaves, and on this one I wanted to add more leaves than on this, but looks cool.
It looks awesome.
All right, so for our final flower, this is the Tik Seed Flower. And this is how it looks finished.
So cool.
And I've already done everything to this set. This is the blank one here. So I'll just take my ink pad and rub it on the edges. Always a good technique. And I just pinch these all the way around. And then that's going to be either glued or pop dotted on, but offset so that they're not perfectly lined up, just like that. And the leaves go on the bottom like usual, and I'll just pinch that in half and then glue it on the bottom. And then for the center part, I'm going to get my upside down mouse pad and do my little cupping technique here. So there's that. And then I've got this one, which I will meticulously glue with a little dot there. And then bend it around and hold it until it dries, because it wants to just pop apart here. So the good thing about this glue is it does dry quickly. So that's a little cone shape. Put some glue on the bottom, glue it there. And there we go. And on this one that I already made, I used a pop dot underneath it, but I don't really like that as much, so I'm just gonna glue this one right onto the center. And that's good. So that's it.
Looks awesome.